Presenting the CW Crew.
Hey, it's DJ Bonix with the CW, and yes, we're sitting down with another minfluencer, the world famous Sophia Eris. Sophia, hold on, let's get it official here. Can we, well, you got the tea, I got the coffee. There, let's take a little sip. The whole damn 2019 was an incredible year, from starting a tour to, Lizzo becoming the artist of the year, and you were right next to her throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, what's one word that kind of describes that whole journey?
It was one word. I was like, let's say it's been a long time coming, but it was deserved.
Deserved.
I'll say that.
It's amazing. I got goosebumps
Deserved.
right now, just like thinking about it. Seeing you in your Versace at the Grammys.
I wasn't Versace.
You guys were in a group, Girl Party, years and years ago. You did a song with Prince, and you guys played multiple venues, small, and then, watching one of your best friends grace the Grammy stage and being a part of that journey. Tell me about that. That's, incredible.
I will say, just in general, I've always known that she was special, and I think the team that she's built up to this point, we all knew that enough to just stick with it. I've been touring with her for 7 years now.
Wow.
So it has been a very long journey, and you just kind of took it all the way to the Grammys. And I think just in a nutshell, what we've experienced the last year, it really has been the last year that she's been, a worldwide name.
Right.
And I think it was pretty much after Coachella. That was a very scary show, both weekends. And we had a lot of technical issues, and that forced us to go from like a team of 7 to a team of 30. After we conquered that, that's when I think that everything completely shifted, because we got a whole team. We got people that I never even knew existed. Like these positions we didn't know existed. I have a playback engineer now to make sure that never happens again. He sits on the side with 2 of his computers, and he watches it, and if anything shuts down, he'll switch over for me.
You had a group with Lizzo years ago called Girl Party, which started in Minneapolis, correct?
Yeah.
And you also did a song with Prince.
Yeah, we did.
That's incredible. So can we hear about this song with Prince that you have, or how that all came to be? Not many people get to say they collaborated with Prince.
Yeah, well, that came actually from, so Lizzo and I made 2 groups. The first one we made was called The Chalice. And that kind of is what got us all the traction and as seen in Minneapolis in general. It was us and this other girl named Claire DeLune, and we were probably 8 months into our career as a Chalice at the time, and we did this Minnesota documentary that was on KR11, and it was about the Minnesota music scene. And it was everyone from us to Doomtree to Harmar Superstar to Prince. Right. So when Prince was watching this, I guess as people were watching it, and he saw us, he immediately contacted our management and said that they wanted us at Paisley Park Easter Sunday in 2013. It was just a producer there, and he played us a speak from Third Eye Girl, and it was on the Spectrum Electrum album. It was called Boy Trouble. And he just played us what they made, and he's like, we want you to make this song your own. And so they just immediately deleted their vocals, and we just had to write and record it right there. And we finished it in 3 hours. We all put a 16 down. And I remember during our process, this phone kept ringing, this house phone in Paisley Park. I was like, yep, they started it.
Oh,
yep, they're almost done. Yeah, they're done. You want to hear it? And he put the phone up to the monitors and played the song. And then he's like, okay, I'll see you soon. And we're like, do we get to meet him? Is he coming? And he's like, yeah, he's coming. And he's like, we're not going to meet him today. And honestly, we didn't meet him until 3 years later, when we had another group, Girl Party, and this is Chalice was like the Spice Girls, I would say, the Spice Girls that could rap a little bit more, with a little more scary spice in it. Girl Party was like the female NWA. Ooh. It was we did a lot of cussing, a lot of partying, it was very rebellious, very almost punk-like, and he wanted us to play Paisley Park. Which, mind you, when you go to Paisley Park, back in the day, there was no cussing, no drinking, and that was pretty much the 2 things that we did. right. So we're like, what? So I remember so we had to clean up. He asked us to do a 2.5-hour set that was completely clean, and we couldn't drink or do anything of the nature.
Right.
And you can't eat meat either, which that was a big deal. I'm just saying the rules of Paisley at the time. So we come in, and I'm helping our DJ, Shannon Blowtorch. She was our DJ for Girl Party, helping her with her vinyl, because she did our opening set. I'm helping her carrying her vinyl, and I turn around, he's right there. He's just appeared. And I'm like, hey. And I was like, hi, I'm Sophia. And he shook my hand. He's like,
what was it, a firm handshake?
He was just like, And he's like, oh, nice to meet you. And I'm like, thank you so much for having us. He's like, thank you so much for being here. And I was like, and I just kept it short and sweet. And I was like, thanks. And I like just walked away. And my DJ said that when I walked away, he just went like that. But it was that was a dream for me. He was the reason why I moved to Minneapolis. He was the reason why I knew what Minneapolis even was.
Right. So when you moved here, can you tell me what you think Minnesota did for you?
I feel like it paved the way for me to be who I am as an artist today.
Right.
I went to school here because I wanted to go into music business. I went to IPR.
Right.
But the network that I got from IPR and beyond, it really brought me down to be able to explore who I am artistically, because I never really had that avenue when I was growing up. I was really into sports. So moving here, I got to be surrounded by all the other artists. It's so artistically rich here in general, and I got to really experiment with myself and understand who I am. And I met Lizzo on that journey in 2011. And then that
Never a coincidence, right?
No.
Never a coincidence.
And she had moved here from Denver with her producer. She was on the same journey. And we just obviously bonded from that. And we decided to take it on together.
What do we expect for Sophia Eris in 2020, music-wise?
So basically, this last year when I've been touring with Lizzo, I've definitely still been creating. So I have this vault of music. Half of it is an album that I have created with Bionic and Laserbeak, that Fanny Pack is on, Who's Got the Boom is on. We have 8 tracks that are done that will be released in the fall. And then there's another project that I did with Prophets, who was the first producer I worked with that I put my first project out with. And one is definitely different from the other, but those are the 2 sides of me. I think Bionic and Laserbeak brought out one side and Tony brought out another. So I'm releasing those, and I'm playing festivals this year on my own as well. So it's kind of like the year for me, so I'm really excited.
What would you tell, upcoming musician here, even in Minneapolis, the things that they need to kind of take in here that kind of got you to where you're at?
I would say you support, you grow, and then you become supported. I remember tweeting that a long time ago, and I got some retweets, and I was like, exactly.
Say it one more time. We say it to the camera. Here we go.
So you support. This
one right here. Yep.
So you support.
Support.
Then you grow.
Grow.
Then you become supported. Because the people that you supported, when they're on the come up, they'll remember you that you supported them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we support people, you understand how to do it right. Like, I surrounded myself with masters of their craft, because I knew I wasn't a master of mine yet. You should always, in your circle, look at someone to the left or right of you that is better than you.
Find your masters.
You gotta be around people that are inspiring you. You should never be the best in your circle. And I think that's just was my rule. And I supported people that I was inspired by, and I was always front row at their shows, and I learned from that, and I grew from that. So by the time I was able to actually, express myself artistically, they were there, and they're still there for me. So I would take that into consideration for sure if you're trying to be an artist in Minneapolis, because there's so much talent here. It's overwhelming.
For those of the people out here who don't know about the Minneapolis music scene, name 3 artists that they should be looking for from right here in Minneapolis.
I know you just had him on your show, Nerdy.
Okay, Nerdy doing his thing, right?
Really big talent.
Yep.
I do believe he has the heart for success. He's ready.
Yep.
I would say Lady Midnight.
Of course.
She's also my great friend.
She's amazing.
Her brain is
Lady Midnight.
on another planet. And I would say Dem Atlas.
Dem Atlas.
Dem Atlas has always been one of the greatest talents to me in the city.
Right.
I think he has a potential to be on a Lizzo status, honestly. He can do Michael Jackson moves and sound like Nirvana at the same time. And I think he is just destined for greatness as well. All of those people I definitely would keep an eye out for. I think they're gonna be pushing some narratives this year. So.
Congrats to you and all your success, and wherever it goes with Lizzo, without Lizzo, I'm sure that you'll always be creating, and it really means a lot to us here in Minneapolis.
Thank you.
So we appreciate it. Okay, we give big hugs over here. Ladies and gentlemen, Sophia Eris, definitely a minfluencer. Recognize, go see her, support her, and she'll support you. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
The CW crew on the CW Twin Cities, DJ Vonix, Alexa Score, and John Foss. Like, follow, subscribe to, and love the CW crew.